me clapping very usefully at a time when no one else is clapping
Yeah,
to
Mike.
sync
Yeah,
up the
sync
audio.
test. Yeah, everyone clap randomly. Don't do that. My ears will fucking bleed.
Everybody clap at random times.
All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. So we all have a role to play. Welcome, everyone, back to Stars of the City. I'm Mason, I'm your GM as usual, and I've got my 3 lovely players. Everyone introduce yourselves at once this episode.
Okay.
Go.
I'm Isaac, and I'm
I
Dr.
am
Arthur
okay,
Geller.
actually, sorry.
also known as Private Caboose, and I like corn dogs.
Try hard.
You went too long. You ruined the bit.
That's staying exactly how it was recorded. I am not sorting those out. All right, yeah.
sorting
Hi,
out.
we're back at You got a point. We're back here at episode 4. We're gonna do a little bit of housekeeping just before we begin. Mechanically, you guys are going to level up, but first let's do a recap real quick.
Oh, when you said housekeeping, you meant like with
Yeah,
the game. I
yeah.
thought we were just gonna leave the recording on while we all like cleaned our rooms.
Yeah, that was the goal. I really have to vacuum. Hold on, I'll just put that in the background. Yeah, so let's popcorn around real quick. Last session, you guys started off, discovered the funny little bracelet in a meat barrel, and immediately engaged in combat with June Yates and Frederick. Saw a really good comment on the last video from Showtime5774. Thank you for listening. Frederick was actually a color fixer, and he was holding back his true power. Honestly, justice for Frederick.
Hashtag justice for Frederick.
Hashtag justice for Frederick.
So we did a little bit of combat around. Dr. Geller had an incredible monologue and shot a
Thank
woman
you.
in the head. What else did everyone do? What else do we remember?
I think that was really the only important thing that happened.
That was everything.
Okay. Oh wow, you
Yeah.
man, you're really.
He's the main
There's
character.
that,
He's the
then
main character.
we got back into town, threw some money at some people, and walked away.
That's true. Oh yeah, and burned down the whole.
Oh right, yeah, the building
bistro.
burned down,
Yeah,
and the rats had to go and put it out.
with their piss buckets.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. So you guys went back, threw some money at good old Marcel to hopefully spice up the slums with some food, like KFC or something. Ham Pang Pang. That's an in-universe restaurant. Look at my knowledge. And you guys returned back to Zoe before the sweepers came out to clean the streets. And he told you all that you were headed to L Corp, or at least an L Corp facility. And I believe
question
that's where
before
we
we
left off.
begin.
Yeah.
Is Mason the only one with actual in-universe knowledge?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
All 3 of you guys are in the dark, and that's why I can do whatever I want with you guys and have so much fun doing it.
I hope you
Yeah,
break.
I was reading through the comments, and there's a bunch of it just going
Yeah.
straight over my head.
Yeah,
and
they're like
I
naming
really wish I
characters
could-
and stuff.
They're like, hey, I got a question. Like they're talking about the chefs and the library incident, but the LOR, and I'm like,
What's
who
happening?
the heck is Greta?
Yeah.
I guess gotta wait for the episode where you break canon and then half of the subreddit.
I kind of already have. People are really confused about the timeline. I promise I have it planned out. It might not be perfect because we don't have exact dates for everything happening, but I'll talk about it in a later episode. It's not important right
Timeline,
now.
schmineline.
Exactly.
Mason, don't tell me that you roped us into an anime original plot.
I did. Well, what? I'm not just
Oh,
gonna
no.
copy the fucking. I'm not just gonna copy and paste in.
Nobody likes it
games.
when they veer off from the manga.
Yeah, I know. Well, the manga wasn't being written fast enough.
Well, Mason, who's the main character of this supposed franchise?
It's probably Arthur, honestly, just because
we
he
kill
doesn't.
No, it's Frederick. Guys.
It is Frederick. You're right.
It's
It's
Kaneki
Frederick.
Ken.
No, we're doing a season 2 Tokyo Ghoul. No, someone help.
We're doing Stars of the City re.
Oh God, fuck
Oh God.
no. At least we have a dope ass intro. It's still not as good as the first one, but
We should do Stars X City.
Stars
Can we do
across city.
Can we do a version of our intro set to Unravel next
No,
episode,
we'll get
please?
copy striked.
No, it's transformative.
Best. If I can find like a shitty
It's a
kazoo
parody.
cover,
It's a
maybe.
parody.
Have like an AI make it. That's
Oh my God.
That's hot. That's hip.
That's hip right now with the kids.
Yeah, we legally can't copyright anything an AI makes, so.
Anyway, we're a tenth of the way through the episode and we haven't actually started yet. Let's do
Hell yeah.
let's do our housekeeping first. Mechanically, you guys haven't rested for the night yet, but you are going to level up the second you fall asleep. No, you can't stay up. I'm forbidding it.
What if well, Carrington has this insomnia.
No, he doesn't. Overruled. Over.
But it's in my character sheet.
Overruled.
What, you don't want to be weaker than us?
You sleep for exactly half a second during the night, and that's enough to level up. There's
You
no way
blinked
to avoid
and you
it.
leveled up.
God says so. I'm in charge of this world.
Can we kill God?
You could try.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
I'll add that to my list.
So mechanically, you guys gain exactly 8 XP, because that is what you need to level up. Up to you whether you want to actually add 8 XP and keep track of your XP cumulatively or just by level. But
We go
on
up
your
to 8, or
character
we
sheet,
gain an additional.
you gain an additional 8. Oh yeah, what was everyone at before? Was anyone at 8 right now?
Oh,
No.
if you
Okay, I didn't
so,
think so.
with our papers, our sheets, if you type in 8, it automatically sets you at level 1. So you can just keep accumulating.
Oh, I see.
and I'm
Okay,
sure it's
yeah.
gonna keep
So
automatic.
everyone add
Actually, I'm gonna
8
test
to
that. I'm gonna
whatever
give
you
myself
have.
90 XP and see what level it gives me. Yep, I'm level 11 now.
Okay, cool.
It's
I
canon.
had-
I already did it.
Okay, so
I'm
we
not-
do
I'm not
want to
undoing
track
it.
it cumulatively.
Yeah. So everyone just add 8 to whatever EXP they had.
Oh,
and
it didn't change my level.
It didn't change
Oh,
your
weird.
level. Oh,
It
Yeah, I'm
did
still
for me.
I'm still at 1. I had 1 XP, and then I had 9. Now I'm at 1.
This brought me up to 11, but I.
okay. Well, then
Okay.
just change it manually to level 2. Correct? You
Yeah.
guys were at level
Oh well,
1.
mine set me at level 1. I assume level 0 is where we were.
Oh, I don't think that's
Skull.
right.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sure that's fine. There's some other stuff we need to do though.
Here, I'm just gonna put a +1 at the end of this equation.
Perfect.
We'll call it good.
Um,
Boom, it works.
great
Oh, it did
job.
set me to level 1.
Okay, fantastic. I think.
Oh, were you looking at your rank?
No, I was looking at the level.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I don't know. I'm no expert in this. But yeah, you guys gain 8 XP, so you'll level up, and you get to choose 2 of your stats and raise each one by 1. They have to be different stats. So,
Could you go back through and tell us what
Yep,
all the?
yep. I'm
stats
already
are?
on it, Greg. I'm already on it. So,
Could you get off of it so we could see it?
absolutely not. So we have instinct is like kicking stuff down, running faster, jumping higher, fucking harder. It's your typical like strength, right? Charm is to convince people. Very, very charm like. Ask people for favors, deceive other people, lie, or take advantage of like people's weaknesses, essentially. Insight is to essentially investigate an environment, detect people, track people, do cold readings on people, find the information that you want. Wisdom are finding out why those footprints are left, infer information, anticipate how a person will approach you. Insight is essentially for environments. Wisdom is essentially for people, to simplify it. Justice is to overcome your fears, like take bold actions, lead people, inspire people. And temperance is to resist your own fear, to be sensitive, to comfort other people, and to blame other people as well. So, to simplify everything, instinct is like strength, charm is for charming people, insight is for looking at environments, wisdom is for looking at people, Justice is for leading people, and temperance is for controlling yourself. Those are a basic rundown of the 6 stats.
Really, really quick question,
Mhm.
Mason. What's a color fixer?
A color fixer is higher than a rank 1 fixer. They're like the superheroes of the city.
Okay, so they're an S-class hero.
Yeah, essentially.
In One Punch Man.
Yeah, so fixers
One
are graded
Punch.
ranks 9 through 1. You guys are rank 9, like the lowest. Rank 1 is the highest. And then if you're rank 1 and the head of the city, the people in charge, are like, holy fuck, that guy just like killed a really powerful abnormality. It's essentially like a title inferred to you when you become a colored fixer.
Cool.
And people argue on like how, like, what kind of power levels they have, right? Statistically speaking, canonically, rank 1 fixers and color fixers are like basically the same because it's really only a title if you do something impressive. In my personal like headcanon, and there's like color fixers are fucking insane. Like, in order to do something to get recognized, you have to do something crazy strong, so you must be crazy strong. I like to think there's a gap there when really there's not. People will get mad at me for that. But fuck them. It's my show.
Yeah.
And now we're demonetized.
Yep. It's all gone.
Ah, shit.
No, you can say fuck as long as it's not in the first 30
7
seconds.
seconds. Yeah. Also, I've talked a little bit before how this system is fan-made and it's being updated in a Discord I'm in, like, constantly. There are new rules for how you regenerate light as well. Light is what you use for your abilities, you know? A big problem that I had with this combat, I like that it's more like succinct, like it's a lot faster. You don't have to roll as many dice, you just roll one. But a big problem I had with it was a lot of turns come down to I'm gonna attack, and there you go, and that's the turn. People are saving abilities because it's hard to get light back, and it usually just comes down
is?
to Moose is gonna punch people in the face.
I've been spending my light left and right.
That is fair. So now, it is easier to regen light in combat. You have 3 ways to do it. You can forfeit all of your actions and reactions in a turn to gain 1 light. When you're staggered...
You charge up.
Yeah, you charge up. Whenever you get staggered, you recover 1 light. And after winning a combat encounter, you recover 1 light. So it's a lot easier to use your abilities now. Please don't feel like you have to save those at all. I don't know if you guys felt that way.
I didn't realize it was one of those things where I had to save it, so I've just been using it.
Hey, good choice. It
But
spices
then I
up
didn't
combat.
use it all the time because then I realized everyone else wasn't using it. So I was like, well, I don't want to do it every time if no one else.
Now
will
the
do it.
pressure is off of you.
Hell yeah! Now I have no reason not to do it every single time.
So what stats did everyone increase? Just curious. Dr. Geller, what does Dr. Geller improve?
I improved my insight and my temperance.
Excellent.
So now I have 2s in wisdom, justice, insight, and temperance, and 0s in instinct and charm.
Nice. How about you, Carrie?
I improved my instinct and charm.
Hell yeah. And what about you, Moose?
Justice and instinct.
Nice. Yeah, a nice
Instinct
spread of
reigns
abilities.
from above.
It does. Hey, they're the hitty boys.
Nah, it rains from below and then goes up in an uppercut.
But anyway, that's your guys' level ups done. What do you guys say that we play
That was
the
easy.
game in this game that we're playing? What do you guys
Oh,
think?
we still have to do that part?
Yeah, I'm
I thought we were
sorry. I don't know, guys. I'm a little busy tonight, actually. Perhaps another time. Yeah, you guys down to get into character and do
Yeah,
a
I
bit
leveled
of
up
Yeah,
my
so let's
justice,
go ahead
so,
and wrap this up.
hashtag
Yeah, let's
justice
quit.
for Frederick.
Let's have justice for Frederick. Yeah.
Justice for Frederick.
So we're just gonna pick up exactly where we left off last episode, which is
We wake up on the couch and in the chair of the waiting
oh
room.
God, what did we do last night? Oh,
I had a dream about a man was being punched, but like he couldn't punch back.
my God.
I feel so sad about this man.
So we're gonna pick up right where we left off. Zoe, yeah, you guys are in Zoe's office. It is just turning to night, and Zoe says, "In the morning, you guys are headed to L Corp. Or at least I should say an L Corp facility. I got a job from W. They want you to take a look at a relay station. It's just a little tiny place. No, big things to worry about, hopefully. What do you fellas say?
You got
Well, I
nothing
think
better to
there's
do.
about to be a big thing they're gonna worry about. And I, punch my fists together.
My God. This man's raring to go. That's good, that's good. You keep that up. You're, gonna need it. I'll explain a little more in the morning, but, for now, you guys are welcome to use the office. I've got this, a couple cots in the back, and he walks over to, like a tiny little closet in the back, and he opens up the door, and, 3 moth-ridden, basically flat cots fall out onto the ground. Remember that this is a very cramped office, and also there's a big-ass desk in the middle of it. And he kind of looks at you 3. I know that it's not quite ideal, but hey, it's better than dying in the streets, I guess.
Yes, generous as ever, so thank you.
Of course, of course. Listen, I can't be too stingy when it comes to my favorite employees.
We're your only employees, though.
All right, second favorite employees.
Roasted.
Anyway. Yeah.
Man, we got demoted quick. He's about to kick us out to the street sweepers.
Can I just go? Hey, Zoe, I appreciate them.
All right. I've got a favorite out of you 3 already. Look at this guy. He kind of puffs on his cigarettes. These cots are gonna smell like fucking cigarette smoke.
Yo, I love ciggies.
Yeah, you better adore the smell of cigarette smoke. He kind of kicks them out onto the floor, and you guys are, by the looks of it, you're gonna be sleeping practically shoulder to shoulder because it is fucking cramped. He kind of blows out another puff of smoke, and he goes, "All right, listen, don't be too nervous. Just rest up. Again, this is your first big job tomorrow. First big job. I know it's exciting, but try to get the best sleep you can. I'll wake you all up in the morning, but I've got to step out for the night. So you 3 enjoy yourselves and try not to get robbed while I'm gone. I don't keep any cash on the desk, so I don't know. They would just want to kill you or something. I don't know." And he begins to make his way towards the door.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's is it nighttime yet?
Yeah, it's basically turning night as you guys walk in the door. So yeah, it's night.
So is it weird that he is actively leaving the building at night?
With a whole bunch of sweepers on the street outside? Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Cool.
All right.
I respect that man. Facing the night like that.
What rank was he again before he left?
I believe he just said a pretty high rank fixer. I'm not sure if he specified.
Wait, are we fixers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you guys were
are-
fixers.
Yo, holy shit.
We did it.
I'm gonna wait for Zoe to leave, and then a few seconds after he steps out,
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn to Carrie and Moose and just be like, "I'm going to follow him.
But
I'll be back in a minute.
What about the pillow fort?
If I'm not back in 15 minutes, assume me dead."
One less person for the pillow fort.
Yeah, you can use mine or whatever.
I just go. Let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say neither of you guys follow along with Dr. Geller and Zoe.
Yeah, I want to try and tail him.
Absolutely.
I'm not very stealthy, but I don't want my my little buddy to get hurt.
I'll be okay.
I didn't say that out loud because I did it in my Greg voice, silly.
I know. I said mine in my Isaac voice.
Breaking RP.
No.
Cody, you better turn your Cody voice off and go back to your Carrie voice.
Okay.
That's more
Yeah, that's what I
like it.
thought.
That's better. Okay. So, yeah, Zoe steps out after a brief exchange. Dr. Geller, you slip out into the darkness. And you look around, and it's pretty quiet out. It doesn't seem like the sweepers have moved like too close yet. They kind
I
of
still
move
have
as
eyes on Zoe?
groups. Yeah, he's surprisingly far down the alley, heading towards the nest. So you guys are in the back streets, of course. The nest is like, the actual nice quote unquote place in the city. But it's a decent distance away, and he is headed down the alley that you very first approached from at the very beginning of the series. Wow.
Gotcha.
So you would like to tail him at a distance, I expect?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stay undetected.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a temperance check. 2d6 plus temperance.
Okie doke. Oh. 5.
Okay, that is a failure. Yeah, you gain an XP though.
Very good.
So Zoe's office is not very well lit. It has the one single like white industrial light overhead, right? It's like the kind that are in like classrooms at schools and stuff. But in the short amount of time that you spent inside, it has gotten shockingly dark outside, and your eyes haven't quite adjusted as you slip out the back and stumble through some detritus into your path in the road. And this
question:
yeah.
What's detritus?
Detritus?
Yeah,
Did I say that? It's
No,
just
yeah, it's
like
detritus.
dirt. Okay.
Like junk and refuse.
Oh, okay.
Broken bottles.
I've heard debris, but never detritus.
Yes, I'm just
It's a
fancy
lot like debris.
like that is all. I'm just really cool and fancy, and a great storyteller also. You
Detritus.
yeah stumble through a little bit of detritus,
A little detritus.
a little
I stumbled through.
detritus, and yeah, a piss bottle from one of the rats clinks down
rats.
the road a little bit, and. It's like tall, kind of like abandoned buildings surrounding this area, and it just echoes down the alleyway. And
Does Zoe notice?
Zoe probably heard it, but he doesn't pay it any mind, and he slips down one of the side alleyways, kind of branching off from this larger one into
Well,
a
if
smaller
if he's not turning to look, can I keep following? him?
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to.
He is, like I said, he moved surprisingly fast, even though it doesn't really look like he's walking fast, right? And so you kind of rush off down this larger open alleyway and come to a stop right at where this smaller branching path comes about. You just want to like peek around the corner.
Yeah, let me. Can I still see Zoe?
As you peek around the corner, would you make an instinct check?
Oh no! What? This can't be good. 5.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Isaac! Oh no! Hey, you're just farming up XP though, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Hopefully
add
you'll live
another
to use
XP
it.
for that. Yeah. So as you you're trying to be sneaky as this old weathered man can, and you just barely peek around the corner, and as you do, you are conked in the side of the head by a nice wooden sturdy walking stick. as you kind of like reel, like you got hit in essentially the temple, like it fucking hurt. It's not gonna damage you, but like, ow, shit. As you kind of reel back from this, Zoe steps around the corner, clacking his walking stick on the ground, and he goes, good lord, Doctor, I knew that you were curious, but, it's not smart for you to be out at night. Listen,
I would say the same to you, Zoe. What are you doing out here?
I get it. I know. I hope that you don't think I'm too, untrustworthy, but I've got my own secrets. I'm sure we all do, and I can handle myself out here. You, on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know what you can do, Doctor. But quite frankly, I don't think that you're ready to pitch yourself against the sweepers just yet.
I would be inclined to agree, but I should hope that you're intelligent enough to understand. I am not here because I'm worried about your well-being, so you know as well as I that there's no room to trust anyone in the back streets.
You know, I like you, Doctor. I like you a lot, and I sincerely hope that you'll remain in my employment at Husk office.
Where are you going, Zoe?
I'm going to get information. It's where I go every night. Listen, quite frankly, Doctor, you're a smart man. You seem like less of a fighter. You're like me. But you don't have the same connections that I do. So let me do my thing. Because if people see that I have a tail on me, then I'm not going to get what I need. And trust me, I think that you'll see where I'm going soon. I've got a recruitment policy, you see. I'm sure that you'll find out for yourself soon enough. But for now, my secrets are mine, and yours can stay yours. And he kind of like taps you on the shoulder with his cane. Now listen, go rest up, okay? It's gonna be a long night. You need to get your rest. And we're going to a rather dangerous spot tomorrow. I'll see you in the morning, Doctor.
Good night, Zoe.
And he
And then they kiss.
and then he kisses your lips.
And then Arthur gets shot in the head by a sweeper.
You get torn in half, yeah.
Dies.
It was all distraction, a ruse.
Zoe was a sweeper all along. Yeah, Zoe turns and you hear the clacking of his cane as he fades into the darkness of the alleyway.
In 5
go back.
gunshots.
You come back to find the cots are currently in the shape of a house.
I was about
Come
to
on,
ask.
guys.
Yeah.
Sad.
I was about
I
to
thought
ask
you were
what they
kidding about
doing.
the pillow fort.
We never kid about pillow forts.
If you can't build a secure fort, you can't live.
Exactly. What if someone was to break through that door? We need this thing to be fortified.
This sleeping area needs fortifications now.
Can we have a drawbridge, and the drawbridge only covers like pencils and like this tape, like office supplies?
Carrie, did you finish the turret tower yet?
Working on it. We're low on sheets.
Shoot! We're gonna have to make another run.
There's like a
Forts win wars, Dr. Geller. Forts win wars.
there's like a layer of thumbtacks turned up on the ground, and there's just like a single
Like
plank of
caltrops?
wood across it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the moat. It's just a whole bunch of thumbtacks.
This is unbelievable. I'm going to bed.
You
I
you
take my.
pull
I just
down-
grab
yeah.
my cot and just yank
You
it.
pull down a wall.
There's been a breach!
No, that was a load-bearing cot.
The whole
The whole thing just falls over.
Not just the pillow fort, the whole office falls down.
It's a load-bearing bed.
Yeah. Yeah. You pull down this poor pillow fort wall. Poor Moose and Carrie, my goodness. And-
Boys, it seems there's a bit more to Zoe than meets the eye.
There's a bit more to this fort before you came along.
Okay, all I'm saying is keep your wits about you. He was going somewhere in the middle of the night. He wouldn't tell me where, but he said he was looking for answers.
Yeah, it seemed a bit strange to me as well. But, I'm not much of the stealthy type, and, well, I was keeping an ear out in case I heard anything out there for you.
Did you hear me kick that bottle?
Well, I mean,
I kicked the hell out of that bottle.
I definitely heard a bottle being
Yeah,
kicked.
he cracked me in the head with his cane. For real. It
I
hurt.
also might have heard someone getting cracked over the head with a cane.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, no good.
I did.
I also heard a furious makeout session, but I don't judge.
Oh, that one was not us.
Oh, okay.
I was coming from inside the office. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, you guys mean my pillow wife?
Oh, right. I removed
got
that
a-
part from my memory. Now it's all coming back.
He's got a 0-2 Docu.
Hey, hey, Geller. You got one loaded in that pistol? I might need it.
Don't worry, babe. We'll build a new pillow. We'll build a new pillow house.
With blackjack and hookers. Arthur Geller pulls his cot to the side. As I said, you guys are, it's fucking cramped. You're basically sleeping like shoulder to shoulder.
I like to imagine that it ends up being like Moose and Carrie are on the edges, and then Dr. Geller's just squished in between them the entire night.
As they're like
I fucking hate
loudly
this.
snoring or rolling over and like flopping their arms onto him. It's like, jeez.
Oh, actually, I had another question.
Yeah,
Mason.
absolutely.
So, is there any like materials, like computer, maybe folders, anything left in the office?
Zoe's got his desk and his back window, and the desk has a couple like drawers and stuff. Yeah, if you wanna rifle through them.
Yeah, I definitely would. I'm nosy.
Absolutely. So, you pull open Zoe's desk. He was not lying. He does not keep money in the desk. He keeps it on him at all times. He stays fucking strapped. And there are a lot of, like, expense documents, essentially, expect
Invoices.
yeah,
and stuff.
invoices. Yeah, exactly. Moose and Carrie, are either of you
I would
going
just be
over?
like peeking over his shoulder, but I don't think I'd be
Yeah.
rummaging myself.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any rummaging.
That's fair. But yeah, all kind of looking. I mean, it's a mystery. I'm sure you guys are
Oh, I'm
keeping
definitely
half an
curious.
ear out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of like invoices and stuff, and let's make this clear, right? These are the back streets of W. It's a shithole. This is the worst place in the entire city. The Husk office is like 20 feet wide and 30 feet long. It's fucking tiny. It has one closet, no bathroom, a desk, and a back window, right? These invoices are for hundreds of thousands of on. It is expensive. Zoe has cash. Like a lot of cash. And it's going to and from a lot of places. As far as you can see, actually, do a wisdom check. Everyone can make a wisdom check if you want. 2d6 plus
So we just
wisdom.
rolled 2d6 at our wisdom.
Yep. That's the one.
Cool. I almost-
6.
Let's go. A success.
8.
Oh, never mind. 6 or less is a failure. Never mind.
Yeah.
4.
I'm farming XP. Let's go.
Alright. Yeah, so Arthur and Moose both fail and gain an XP. But,
We are 15 minutes into the session. I've gained 3 experience.
But Carrie does actually succeed. So,
Look
you
who's the smart one now.
It's me.
Jeez, he's not wrong. So,
Carrie, I need you to spell me a 6-letter word. I'll let you choose it.
It's just O with 5 H's.
yeah. So Arthur and Moose, as far as you can tell, these just seem to be like a bunch of names. Like it just seems like he's dealing money to and from people. Like the amounts are obviously weird. Like it's strange that he has this much fucking money. But Carrie, listen, you may not be the most analytical type, but you can sure spot a pattern. And you notice that the same names with like different first names keep popping up. So like there's a lot of repeating last names with different first names, and then there's a bunch of similar first names with a bunch of different last names. It seems like Zoe is not a very creative person, and that a lot of these names are completely made up. This money is coming and going to and from a lot of different places that really don't want that information to be known.
Okay. Can I like? It's like can you can't see? I go. I drops the paper. He's like, oh, this is useless. I pick it up out of boredom. Like,
nice.
I just like spew like all this off. Like I'm like the smartest person ever. I can just like
You
explain
whip
it.
out some reading glasses.
No, not even reading glasses. I don't even read glasses. I'm just like, oh yes, oh look, it's this book paper trail. It's fake. He's clearly trying to hide this stuff.
This is clearly a shell company.
Clearly a shell company.
I step aside to Carrie and I like put a hand on his shoulder and take the paper back and I'm just like, Carrie, attaboy. Yes.
Thanks.
So, you little scoundrel. There's just so much more to you, isn't there?
You also
Having my inner Sherlock monologue.
Yeah, as he does this, I go back to building the fort as well.
Yeah. After you drop the papers, you immediately go back. You're like, fuck, I can't get this pillow to balance right. What the hell?
I have like I'm like trying to like measure it with a tape measure.
You know, there are a couple of other things, less interesting things in a couple of the other drawers as well. Like
there-
a lot of cigarettes. Yeah. What's up?
I was about to ask, is there anything else in the closet?
No, it's really just like sleeping supplies. There's like a
Why?
broom and stuff. You assume that Zoe did not buy any of this, and it was left behind by whoever inhabited this last, and it was, you know, left here because they didn't fucking want it anymore. This is a very blank slate. The only other thing of real interest as you kind of turn this place upside down is aside from the weird invoices and the frankly unnecessary amount of cigarettes that Zoe seems to smoke, in one of the drawers there is also just a bright red tie, like a necktie.
Does Zoe wear neckties?
Zoe does wear neckties. His is either black or blue. He has a very black and blue color scheme. He's got like the black suit coat, a white undershirt, and then it has like light blue embroidery on it.
Does this necktie remind me of anything?
You can do. Oh boy, maybe. I wonder what a history check would be. Let's do like insight.
Got it.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
5.
Jesus fucking Christ! This is gonna be a. Dr.
He
Geller's
hit me
gonna
really
die.
hard with that cane.
Dr. Geller is gonna die this session if you keep rolling.
I'm
like
gonna level
this.
up again this session. Is what's gonna happen.
Get another XP. What were you gonna ask, Greg?
I was gonna say, what material is the building made out of? Like the floor and the walls and stuff like that?
It's like a kind of bumpy, water warped wooden floor. The walls are just like generic kind of manila drywall. Ceiling seems to be like the same from the outside. It's like very shoddily shingled together. There's probably like some water spots.
because Geller's been doing his meandering about. I'm been getting a little curious. Can I just like look around for any loose floorboards?
Ooh, okay.
Sorry, Mason. This is
No,
our session
no.
now.
Yeah, you're good. Like I thought we were gonna get to SCP stuff this round, like abnormalities. We might not, but I like it. No, this is really good. Let me.
We will
take a
delay this
drink.
session as much as possible.
Carrie, quick, go log on to all of his social medias, including Tinder. Find everything you can about him.
I love that Carrie and Moose are now just fully on board.
Before it was pillow fort priority. Now it's like, all right, never mind. We're turning this place upside fucking down.
All right, I do want. He's a computer, right?
No,
Yeah.
he does not
damn.
actually.
Darn. I wanted to try and hack the mainframe.
But anyway, loose floorboards. Do I have to roll for something?
Yeah. Let's see. It was. Insight is for people. Wisdom is for areas. I'm pretty sure.
I think wisdom is for people,
Wisdom
insight
is.
for areas.
I get them mixed up. I have the table pulled up. I just forgot.
7.
A success. What a shocker. Don't forget to add
Yo!
your XP, by the way, Isaac.
Oh, I
Your
did.
farm. So, you're looking around here, right? You're kind of scrubbing, not scrubbing the floor, but very carefully investigating this floor, and you don't notice any loose floorboards, but there is at one of like the baseboards of the wall towards the window that Zoe is always smoking at. There is a little loose like floorboard, and as you pull it away, there's a very, very small hole where something may be. Do you reach in?
My everything says no. It's a snake hole, but
Not a snake hole, no.
But Moose, being the man he is, brave, not afraid of anything, he's gonna go and grab that snake.
All right, so you snake your big meaty arm into this hole, and out you pull a tiny metallic like vial. It appears to be like a glass vial, about 5 inches long, decently girthy, you know.
That's not 5. That's like
yeah.
7 for sure.
And at the top and bottom, there are like little, it like ends in metal, right? They're like metal ends with this glass cylinder in the middle, and at the end is not a syringe injector, but just like a cap, essentially, like a little just capped open to access whatever contents are inside. Well, like really small. But yeah, it's a little capsule. I will say, wait, what do you do with this first?
I look at it for a moment. Did you say like it's like glass, so you can like see through it?
Yeah, there is currently nothing inside.
Nothing inside of it?
No, it is empty.
Huh. I'll just think, this is weird. Hey, Dr. Geller, you're in the medical things, probably, doctor stuff. Any idea what this
Probably,
is
yes.
used for? And I'll show it to him.
Oh, let me take a look. He like does that thing where he like lifts his chin up and then takes his glasses and like brings them down his nose. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
Like the librarian kind
The
of.
thing my dad does when he wants to look at a meme on my phone.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
I don't know about your dad, but my dad does this thing where he'll take a step back and then like place his feet shoulder width apart, take the phone and hold it out at like full arm's length,
And then
do that.
squint really
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Did they hold the phone from like the top part of the phone more than the bottom part?
That's what he does. So this was a good choice. Arthur is maybe the only person who would know what this is, but I'm not sure if he does.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I was about to say, would you make a temperance check?
Yeah, fucking let's go, man. 7.
It's not a 5.
It's a success! You did it! I'm
He
so
did it.
proud of you. Yeah, Arthur, you actually know exactly what this is.
Oh yes!
This is a storage container, essentially how you transport enkephalin, which is the liquid, essentially like battery. It's like an energy that Lobotomy Corporation produced. This is an enkephalin module that has no enkephalin in it.
Oh, so would it be safe to assume that it did have enkephalin in it?
Probably so. You're not sure why Zoe would be saving the container, right? Because the enkephalin's gone. But it is safe to assume that at one point it probably did have some in it.
I open it up and just move it as if I'm dumping it in my hand, just in case anything weird happens.
Maybe just like the tiniest bit of residue, right? This a tiny speck, a minuscule splash of light green, slightly glowing liquid. splashes
I get that tiny little drop on my finger, and then I turn around to Carrie and Moose. With actually a little bit of confidence for once in Dr. Geller's his countenance, his composure. very kind of like very House MD right now. And he's like, "This is Anchorfallon." Just gives them the whole lowdown of like, this is a special sort of energy source. It's a fluid once produced by Lobotomy Corporation itself. It's empty now, but clearly there was, not too long ago, I would assume, some left in this vial. I can't speak to why Zoe has it in his possession. But, like I said, there is more to him than meets the eye.
Well, I mean, you said it's an L Corp thing, right? And he's sending us to do L Corp scavenging.
Indeed.
So I mean, I think it makes sense for him to have it in his possession, but hiding it away like that is very weird. Unless
only
these
makes
are...
it more suspicious, right?
Yeah. How easy were these to come across in L Corp? Do you know?
You would know that it's not necessarily like in short supply, but you had to do a very specific and dangerous kind of work to get Anchorfallon.
Where does it come from?
The abnormalities itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
milk 'em.
Yeah, you milk the
Oh,
abnormalities.
I was imagining it's like they get a treadmill out and they run, and it's like their sweat residue.
But just to keep
but
it a
milking
little
them
bit
works too.
vague,
Yeah.
just to keep it a little vague for the audience, yeah. You do know that these are difficult to come across, especially now.
Moose, how familiar are you with the abnormalities?
I know that piano insurance is through the roof recently.
Yes, it certainly is. Well, Anchorfallon is harvested from them. This is where they come from. Or this is where the Anchorfallon comes from. Rather,
Oh,
not-
okay. I was like, oh man, abnormalities come from that. That's not good.
No, yes, I misspoke.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's certainly not easy to come by, nor is it safe to collect by any means. By any means at all. I assume this is probably kind of scarce since L Corp's implosion.
Yeah, so there's like it's not necessarily super rare because a lot of people relied on this like for their energy. So there's stockpiles, companies are still using what they have, but for the everyday man, especially here in the back streets of W, yeah, it's not something you can just go to the store and pick up. You need connections.
I'm gonna put the vial in my pocket, in one of my many pockets.
I see him doing that and be like, you sure we should take that and not put it back in?
We'll see
where I
what
found
happens.
it?
We'll see what happens. And then I go and take the tie out of his desk and put that in one of my many pockets as well.
Oh, you're taking the tie.
I'm taking the tie.
Okay.
Just looting this man's stuff.
He comes back, his desk is flipped over, and
What the
everything is
fuck?
just like torn to pieces.
Those invoices were sorted. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And can I just try and kind of... I'm not going to take the invoices, but I just want to like make note of the names there, of the fake names there, and just try and kind of commit as much of it to memory as I can in case I ever encounter any of them again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what you should do? You should like wear his tie and then proceed to have no memory of it going missing.
I did consider that. Just gaslight him. He's like, "Is that my tie?" I'm like,
No, I
"What are
have
you
no
talk-
idea.
What are you talking about? I was wearing this when you hired me."
So kills you on the spot.
I only have
Breaks your
4
fucking
pieces
neck.
of clothing, including this tie. I don't wear socks.
Yeah, just real quick, everyone give me one generic name that's on this invoice. We'll have 3. Go,
Tom.
Isaac. Oh, Tom? Okay, yeah, Tom is on the invoice.
Richter.
Tom, Richter. What else we got, Greg?
Van Schlatt.
I'm gonna lose
that's-
my fucking mind.
That's pretty good.
Tom, Victor, and Von Schlatt. I've got to write these down because I'm gonna.
It's
forget.
Van Slut. Come on.
Sorry.
Not Vaughn.
Victor, Van Schlatt. Yeah, there's a lot of these like repeating. You see a lot of Victor Van Schlatt, Tom Victor, Victor Tom, Tom.
Oh,
von
Richter,
Schlo-
not Victor. Sorry.
Richter.
That was just the only name I could think of other than Greg.
Nice.
That's just your own name.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys do? You've practically turned this tiny office upside down.
Moose, could you put that? Wait, was it Moose or Carrie that found that floorboard? It was Moose, right?
It was me.
Moose, could you put that floorboard back in place?
Yeah, sure. If you're certain you don't want to put the thingy back, and I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
and
I'll be
just
holding on to this
shimmy
for
the
now.
boards back into position. Throw some dust onto it.
I would like to do this while nobody's really watching, but I am gonna lick that drop of enkephalin off my finger.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, yo.
The thirst quencher.
Slurp.
Like,
It
oh, this
tastes
is actually
like
just
lime
just Gatorade.
Yeah. It's
This
lemon
was
lime
not
Gatorade.
this was not
Lemon
enkephalin.
Ever since L Corp went down and power was ruined throughout the city, the Gatorade factory has been on zero power.
Oh no.
How am I gonna get my Gatorade orange?
How am I supposed to quench my thirst?
Not sponsored.
3-hour episode
I was
for
gonna
the
say
fans.
this 1 hour episode really is gonna turn into like 1.5 hours because we haven't even slept for the night yet, which again is perfectly fine. I think that's
I
awesome.
was
say,
telling
you-
At the
you
beginning,
don't
you're
want
like,
this,
okay,
then
guys,
don't
ready to
make
go to
Zoe
bed?
so
And we're like,
suspicious.
It's
no.
true.
I told you Carrie has insomnia.
It's very
So anyway,
true.
the sun rises.
This is also
Yeah.
this was like a nice. This is also like some nice bonding for the
Yeah,
people. Like,
exactly.
all lit,
it's
like-
really good.
Carrie got some getting in with the research. Moose found the floorboard. Like,
Everyone is shining.
teamwork.
You got
Let's
hit with a
go.
cane and
I got
took
hit in the
fall
fucking
of
head
the
and failed
entire
and,
three
and
rolls
failed
in a
3
row.
skill checks. Yeah.
Carrie got the killer's intelligence.
So good.
And Dr. Keller told us about batteries or something. I
Funny.
don't know.
Yeah, batteries. AA Energizer. Yeah.
Blue Gatorade.
Blue Gatorade.
It was green.
It's like green. Yeah, it's lime green Gatorade. Thank you. But yeah, so you guys have kind of turned this place upside down. You put some stuff back. Maybe you can investigate a little more, but there's nothing more of interest here as far as
I
you
go
can tell.
upstairs and I proceed
are
to
no
continue
upstairs.
investigating.
But as the evening kind of winds down, I think everyone slowly drifts off to sleep.
Wait,
Oh.
I would like to
God.
check one. There is one more thing that I would like to check.
All right.
There's
what do
only
you
one thing.
want? Yeah, it's fine.
It involves me stepping back outside for a second,
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
which might be a little risky. So I'm gonna do that.
You're just gonna
carefully.
like peek your head out.
Well, I'm gonna step outside and I want to walk around the back of the building because I'm not convinced that what we're seeing through that window is real. It might be, but
Oh.
I want to go
couldn't we
check.
just open the window?
Is it an openable window?
Yeah, it's like one of those that like has the handle and like the long handle and you turn it and it just like goes out at an angle. It doesn't like slide up. It like goes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna check from outside anyway,
Um.
just to be safe or to be unsafe.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to wait till like morning?
Well, first let me peek out.
Okay. Yeah. You peek out and you don't see anything in the darkness, but you can hear the sounds of feet and heavy boots and people moving down the alleyway. Like where Zoe disappeared off to.
Well, I wouldn't be going in that direction, right?
Yeah, I know. You just want to loop around.
Yeah, I gotta go for it. I gotta.
Okay.
Real quick question, out of curiosity. We've been in the city for
Yeah.
our lives. We know what the street sweepers
Yeah.
vaguely are. Would we know that, like, if you get inside, do they let's
Will they,
say
like, chase you
hypothetically,
inside?
you're being chased by would they chase you inside?
As far as I know, not really. The sweepers just remove what is on the streets, and if you are unlucky enough to be on the streets, you are fucked. But they don't go out of their way to like hurt people.
Gotcha.
Got it. So if you can outrun them, you're,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fine-ish.
You're gonna have
Probably.
a rough fucking night, but yes, the sweepers are not like an insta kill if they see you, right? Like they're not gonna hunt you down and slice you apart, but like you don't want to fight them.
Yeah.
You do not want to piss them off. You don't want to be in their way while they're sweeping.
Follow-up question. Do they have like a recruiting events? Like, can I get a flyer?
They
Is there, like-
do speak
there,
a
like, a-
language that nobody can understand.
Is there like an ROTC thing for?
What's their website?
Damn, I should have joined in
Sweeper.gov?
freaking high school.
I think I've gotten their YouTube ads before.
Mhm. It's just like mechanical garbling. Is like
Can
some
you
guy on
imagine-
screen like talking with his hands, but it's just metallic gargling.
Can you imagine how dope it would be if after I made that comment, if I think I got their YouTube ads before, it cut to an ad in our video?
I'm not gonna do that. If you or a loved one has been swept, you can feel free to join us.
The Dustpan Initiative.
The Dust Fan Initiative.
But yeah, I want to go try and slip out surreptitiously and go check out the back of the building.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can quietly hop out. Real.
I kicked the
sneaky
same bottle.
Yeah, the same bottle goes flying down the alleyway and alerts every sweeper in a 20 mile
It hits it hits Sweeper right in the head.
It kills Zoe.
Yo.
No! Yeah, you dart around the back of this alleyway, and as far as you can tell, this is just another alleyway.
It's just
Nothing
it's real.
seems out of place here.
Can I go investigate more closely, like with my hands and my tongue and all that good stuff?
Yeah, you lick the ground and you catch every disease in the city, and
Perfect.
Would I see him out the window doing weird things?
yeah, like you watch him.
Yeah,
leave.
I'm, like,
You
up
can
against the
follow him
wall.
if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I'd probably let them know what
I'm
I'm
just
doing
gonna-
before I go out.
I'm just gonna slowly open the window and be like, "Hey, you good?"
We can't trust everything we see, Moose.
Okay.
I'm like frantic. I'm like, ugh.
This time.
I'm just gonna let you cool off a bit, okay? Nice and cool, fresh air.
Moose
and
goes
just
to sleep.
Slowly close the window.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, this is a normal alleyway. Zoe just really likes that.
Which is
shitty
exactly
view.
what a suspicious alleyway would.
That's
plunge
what I'm
into.
saying.
no!
That's what I'm saying. So there's nothing off about like the bricks or the ground or the wall or anything.
I mean, you obviously don't want to adventure out. There's not like, a secret cellar or something to the Husk office, right? As far as you can tell, this building is normal, and the alley, like, directly behind it is just slightly dirtier than the front. You can't account for, like, the other buildings nearby, but as
Yeah.
far as you can tell. Yeah, so, is there anything else you want to do? At the moment, obviously, this place isn't super safe. So
I suppose that's all. Not definitely he's not. I wouldn't say he's satisfied, but he's done.
okay. Yeah, Dr. Geller.
I'll climb back in through the
slips
window.
back through the tiny window. It only opens like 30 degrees. It's one of those that you're not supposed to jump out. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Then
You
maybe just
flatten
go back
yourself.
Damn it.
And slip in.
Yo, Flat Stanley.
Yeah, flat. I was gonna make that joke, but I thought it would be too obscure. I was clearly wrong.
To...
We're
we're all familiar with Flat Stanley.
I'm gonna say maybe kids younger than us maybe won't understand Flat
Yeah.
Stanley. Yo, if you know what Flat Stanley is, get in the comments.
comments.
Yo,
for real.
if you know who Flat Stanley is, say hashtag Justice for Frederick down
That's
below.
right. Yeah, let's get this
Not-
trending.
Prove to me that you're a Stan head, in the comments. And tell me your favorite Flat
Stan
Stan.
head.
your
No, it should be
favorite
it should
Flat
be a,
Stanley
it should be a
moment.
flathead.
This is awful. A flat
Ooh,
head.
ooh, Flathead. Mason,
No,
you better
that's
get
Land
this
Before
part in.
Time.
You bet-
That's Land Before Time.
What?
That's what Petrie calls Littlefoot. You've got a flathead, flathead.
Is that?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought.
Wait,
I thought it was a
you know- you know-
screwdriver.
Fuck you.
I was thinking like the giant posters, that were like,
Oh, that's
like,
Fathead.
Fathead.
So anyway,
Ah.
I wake up in the morning.
Yeah,
Actually, we have something to do in between that we haven't gotten to
it's
yet.
so funny.
So yeah, so you guys drift gently to sleep on wings of dreams in this tiny husk office.
If I start hearing some chanting in the streets being rats,
no,
where are the rats?
we've got to set up another future mystery real quick. Arthur, you open your eyes and you're in what appears to be a very long hallway. It stretches infinitely, and there's no ceiling. The walls are simply bookshelves coated in books. Everything is stuffed completely full.
Have I been here before?
You have not been here before. You don't recognize this place.
Arthur will set off down the hallway. He'll pause and every so often and take a look at the books. Are there any words on the spines or anything? If he pulls a book off the shelf and takes a look at it, does it say anything?
No. It's all of the spines of the books seem to be blank, and when you go to try to grab at a book, you hear a voice down the distance hallway, and you hear,
"Hello. I love you. Goodbye."
Oh. Do I recognize the voice?
you do not at all. And
See.
as the voice says goodbye, you wake up. And a light is filtering in through the door that Zoe has so impolitely opened and is standing over you three. Why, good morning. Good lord. If I had wanted to kill you, I would have hoped that you guys would have leapt up a little bit quicker.
Mason, that gave me very real goosebumps. My skin is crawling right now.
Yeah, as the light hits your eyes as well, I do also want to say, Arthur, your eye is throbbing, like it hurts, and it slowly fades as you shake yourself awake.
Okay.
Uh,
He'll like nervously laugh and at like Zoe's silly little comment. He's like,
Yes, well, I have a lot of sleeping to do these days to catch up on all the hours I've missed in my many years.
right, yeah, I was serious. Anyway, you guys want to go for a ride? And he pulls the door open a little bit further, and outside you see a very long, completely black car that is
I'm gonna be
idling
completely
outside.
honest.
Mhm.
I completely forgot that cars exist.
Yeah. So, just a little plot point or a little knowledge that the three of you guys would have. Cars do indeed exist in the city. They are not necessarily common in the back streets because, first of all, cars and their fuel are expensive. Second, the back streets are a whole bunch of shitty, really thin alleyways, so to drive anywhere, you have to take a whole bunch of, turns, go down thin alleyways, stuff like that. But in the wings, there are, like, actual highways and stuff, and people do actually drive around. This is a little bit strange, because, like I said, you guys are in the back streets, so it's kind of weird to see a car here, but it's not the craziest thing you guys have seen in the last 24 hours, with the cannibals and the Zoe mysteries and Arthur's dream, not the wildest thing. But yes, there is a long black, like essentially a limousine idling outside.
Triggering me. That's triggering me.
I should say it is not your typical car as we think of them. It has like the body of a car, but the front has like a wedge on it, like essentially like a snow shovel to push like detritus. I'm using that word again to push detritus and probably people out of the way as you drive.
Some like Mad Max shit.
Yeah, exactly. But it looks like very, very professional. And so turns to you guys and he goes, "Well, come on, I'll brief you guys on the road. Is everyone ready?"
As ready as I'll ever be.
Sure, let's go. Hey, Gary, get up.
Yeah, well, yes.
Glad to hear it. Oh, and don't forget your weapons either. That would be unfortunate for you all.
Oh, you
Arthur-
mean these? And just, he holds up his hands that still have the brass knuckles on them.
Yeah, I was gonna say Arthur sleeps with his gun on his belt. So
Yeah, I expect you all to. All of you have your guns on your belt.
Carrie was just spooning his sword.
Oh,
Nah, the sword was spooning me.
drool all
Ah,
over
you're
it.
right. Carries a little spoon.
You
Sleeps
guys.
with the sword at his back.
He rolls over and dies. Impales him.
No, it pierces.
That's true, it
so
does
the
piercing
blade wouldn't
damage,
do
yeah.
anything to him. Duh.
Does piercing damage. You guys walk on out, and Zoe opens up the back doors, and there's like, you know, in like fancy limousines, they have like the two like essentially booth seats that are like facing each other. That's in the
Yeah.
back, and then there's like a window cutting you off from the driver.
It's called a partition.
Yeah, there's a partition there. There you go.
Is there a driver or is
Called a
it
chauffeur.
just,
Yeah, yeah, there is a driver. All right, that's it. Arthur dies. No.
I got my Class E chauffeur's license last week.
Yo,
Okay.
that's sick. Let's go.
Carrie dries.
Yeah, you guys hop in the back, and there is in fact a driver,
chauffeur?
a chauffeur. Shut the fuck up. A Class E chauffeur. Probably higher than Class E. I don't know what that actually means.
No, it's a Class E is all you need.
All right, a
same,
Class
same
E
thing
chauffeur.
for Uber drivers and taxis and.
Yeah, a Class E chauffeur. Zoe closes the door behind you guys, so you're all four sitting kind of facing each other, like I said, like in the booth seats. He is back there with you, and the little window in the partition is open. Through it, you see that the driver is a short lady wearing a black uniform with shoulder length, like essentially like a bowl cut. Like her bangs are like back to her ears, like just a curtain that's open on her face, essentially.
She's got like the hair of Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. And she's
Except
wearing.
for she doesn't have the height, unless she does, in which case
She
that'd
is
be
short.
Kinda funny.
She's not. She's not that short.
She's not
But-
Pixar short.
No, she's like, she's like 5'4". She's like.
Pixar's never
relatively
doesn't
short.
know what a short person is, so they just make them all Edna.
Oh no. But she is wearing a little hat as well, and as you guys close the door, she goes, "Welcome to your ride. My name is Cici. I'll be your driver today. Please, everyone, put on your seatbelts. Keep your arms, legs, and heads inside the vehicle. Do you have any questions?"
No.
She starts rolling up the partition window immediately. Does everyone put on their seatbelts? Just
Nope.
curious.
Yeah.
Zoe does, just
Carrie-
for the record. Zoe puts on his seatbelt.
Arthur does not.
Carrie doesn't believe in seatbelts.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Would Moose have ever been in a car?
I don't know if you guys would have, quite frankly. I don't know if any of you guys would have. It's not the most, like I said, not the most reliable.
If not, he wouldn't fully Because I feel like if you've
Oh,
never
you
actually
like you
played a
wouldn't
car,
know.
you would. It's not that you wouldn't know. You'd have a vague idea, but you wouldn't understand the full purpose of them.
I see.
And even if you did, it's like, oh yeah, it's supposed to protect you in a crash. He'd look at it, a thin, piece of.
Be
strap
like,
or
I
whatever,
fought
and be like,
cannibals yesterday.
It'd be like, how can that protect me more than
Exactly.
my muscles already?
Yeah. I think for Arthur, it's just a matter of like, if I was going to die, it would be something worse than a seatbelt.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think he's convinced that he has enough misfortune cursed in his existence that he's like, there's no way I can die of something as easy as a car crash.
Yeah, so Zoe puts on his seatbelt. You three do not. Would everyone just make instinct checks just real quick?
We die.
We get T-boned
You
instantly.
immediately the only other car in the back streets of W.
I got an 8.
I got 7.
You said instinct?
Yeah.
9.
Okay, all right. So all three of you succeed. You guys do not go flying all over the back as Cici fucking slams on the gas and you guys go from 0 to 80 in about a second and a half.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, you guys fucking take off. You grab your seats, you steady yourselves, but you're fine. You don't go slamming your heads around. Zoe kind of gives a little sniff, kind of laughs at your guys' reaction, and turns to you three and goes, "All right, So I'm going to give you the most basic rundown I can. We don't have all of the information on Lobotomy Corporation and their inner workings. They were really secretive, but I've gotten the best info that I can. First things first, we're going to a relay station, so you shouldn't have any big things to worry about. But, with that being said, stay on the upper floors. For the love of God. When Lobotomy Corporation fell, charges detonated at the base of all of their stations to bury them underground. The least dangerous abnormalities are stored at the top, meaning that as long as you go down, you shouldn't die horribly. Now, L Corp separated abnormalities into 5 categories. The least dangerous ones, up, like I said, and the further down you go, the more dangerous it becomes. They're labeled from least to most dangerous, and they have 5 different rankings. Zion, Tet, Hay, Vav, and Aleph. You'll deal with Zion and Tet at most, even though, that might be pushing it. If you go any deeper, anything at threat level Hay is probably going to tear you to shreds. And God forbid you find anything of Vav or Aleph, because if you do, we wouldn't be able to find you if you tried. Any questions so far?
I just shake my head no.
We don't need to memorize these names, correct?
No, I mean,
Okay, cool.
they'll be labeled on the walls. Again, just keep your mind up. Don't go down. We're not expecting you guys to find anything massive, and we're not expecting any massive hauls at this stage. This is just a trial run to see, first, if you guys can survive, and second, if the facilities are worth looting in the first place. We don't know exactly what's in them. I'm sure others have found a way down there already, but we'll be taking a much more direct approach that hopefully has some spoils left for you to nab. Just grab what you can. Anything is fine, preferably whatever looks off, anomalous items. We'll be waiting for you to come back, so don't take too long, but try not to come back empty-handed either. After all, it would be a shame to risk your lives and not make any cash from it. Just, again, be aware, no one has good intelligence on L Corp facilities right now. I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to have to wait and find out. And the drive continues. Does anyone have any questions for Zoe? Yeah.
You mentioned these anomalous, entities, creatures, whatevers.
Yeah, abnormalities.
You said they're, abnormalities, thank you. You said they're very dangerous. What do you know about them, in a fight and whatnot? How are they dangerous?
Well, from what information we have, they're similar to distortions. I'm sure you all remember the pianist. He was able to turn people into a living instrument with music. Abnormalities don't focus quite the same way, whereas most distortions have a very basic incentive to kill. They have a unique way of doing it. Abnormalities, on the other hand, are more like animals. As far as we understand it, they don't necessarily have a goal, although some might. They have special rules that they follow, and if you break those rules, that's when things get dangerous. If you run into one, the most reasonable thing to do is going to be leave it alone. Or, try to grab it if it's something as simple as, a sword laying on a table. Seriously, just yoink that. Be aware, even touching them could be dangerous. You won't know what their rules are unless you find logs of the abnormality from L Corp, or if you figure it out yourself, and that's a dangerous game to play.
A moment, Zoe, may I interject?
Yeah, absolutely.
Carrie, Moose, if we encounter any abnormalities in there, the safest thing to do is to assume that any and every action you take could put yourself and everyone around you into a circumstance of life-ending risk. We will not...
Sounds like a challenge.
It isn't. We won't move, we won't speak until we're absolutely certain it's safe to do so. Don't look at them, don't touch them, don't anything until we understand what we're getting into. Understand me when I say that each of these creatures has, as Zoe said, rules and taboos. Should any of those taboos be crossed, it is possible that your life will end before you even understand what you've done. It's very important to understand how dire these circumstances can be.
I think as you're kind of talking, Zoe just kind of gives you a sideways glance, and after you finish your explanation, he just kind of nods and goes, I think we need to talk after this, Doctor. You sound like you're going to be real useful in there.
Well, you didn't hire me for nothing.
Ain't that the truth? We've all got secrets, huh?
Would you fucking stop, Zoe?
So,
But being so ominous, bro. Yeah, anything else before you guys arrive?
you guys are saying that if there's anything down there that's coming near us, we should not engage, is what I'm hearing.
Try your best. It's a pretty solid way to stay alive.
Indeed.
And so, if we don't engage with them, they will not engage with us.
Ideally.
Debatable.
Okay. I am getting mixed messages.
The main thing to keep in mind is this. Don't think about whether or not we should engage. We'll avoid it, by all means. The most important thing is to know that if we do engage, for any reason, we need to take it very slowly and very carefully, if we are to keep our own well-being and best interests in mind.
Oh, but this sounds boring.
So, are
Trust
we
me,
saying...
Carrie, trust me. It won't be.
So are we trying to say stealth mission, or are we saying walk, you hear something, stop walking, doesn't matter if it sees you, it's not gonna do anything?
Stop walking.
Got it, not stealth.
As the conversation comes to a close, you pull to a stop. And Cici rolls down the... What was it?
Oh, the partition?
Yeah, the partition, the little partition window. Thank you. I can't remember that word for some reason.
All good, all good.
She rolls down the window and she goes, We have arrived at your destination. Please try not to keep us waiting too long. And rolls it back up. Zoe opens up the door and steps out into the light. I assume everyone does the same.
Oh, yeah.
This is...
Put on my aviators. It's also canon
Yo.
Moose has a pair of aviators
With his tank top.
Yeah.
Let's go.
with his tank top.
As you look around, this seems to be a much less occupied area of the back streets. Like, where Husk office is, you guys are pretty much left alone by, like, rats and stuff, but obviously Marcel and the slums are nearby, have the sweepers move through at night. This seems to be incredibly broken down buildings that are practically unusable as shelter, and kind of like debris in a large clearing around what appears to be a tall metal bunker. And as you look at it, you see that at the top of this bunker, there's a huge metal, door that slides upward, you assume, that is sealed incredibly tight. And on the outside, you see the logo of L Corp, a huge red L at a slightly strange angle, piercing at the top into what appears to be a yellow human brain surrounding the upper half of the letter. As Zoe dusts off his feet that he has stepped into some lovely drywall dust, he walks over to the bunker door. He takes out a small box from his suit jacket, and he turns to you three. All right, everyone remember what we went over in the car? Try to stick together, and for the love of God, try not to die. I'll see you in a while. And he presses the small box to the outside of the bunker door, and you swear that you can see 3 little yellow lights come from the door as if they were fireflies. land on the outside of the bunker door, and it creaks open. This massive door. Zoe is not opening it, obviously. It's like huge, it's reinforced, it's massive. But as these 3 lights touch the door, it creaks open slowly with that huge, like, low metal boom. Inside, there is a single, like, metal scaffolding staircase down, and on the back wall, you see the motto of L Corp printed. In giant red letters, it just says, "Face the fear, build the future." And Zoe ushers you in. Thank you everyone so much for listening to this episode of Stars of the City. We at Roll to Play want to say a huge thank you to all of our lovely viewers out there for supporting us and being just so darn nice in the comments below. And we're super excited to keep bringing you content. Sorry about the wait for this episode, I was in the process of moving. Hopefully you won't have to wait so long for the next one. A reminder that the music for this series was licensed through slip.stream and sound effects through freesound.org using the Creative Commons 0 license. You can find links to both the music used and every sound effect for the series in the description below. Make sure to tune in next time on YouTube or Spotify, and we'll see you soon.